Hello friends, welcome to this computer-aided engineering drawing course. So in last class we come across how to go for creation of a new file as well as the sheet setup. Okay? So today we'll discuss a detailed study. We'll make a detailed study on what are the different type of options are there in drafting mode or in a drawing mode. Now click on drawing. As usual, go for sheet setup. Size you select here A4, white, background also A4. Then you say OK. Then use fit option. Okay. Now to remove the background, you click on view menu, then select background. Now just click on A4 sheet here. As you selected A4 sheet for drawing purpose, select place a window, delete revision history, then title block. Okay. So then fit option. Once you deleted the title block as well as revision history, you just again turn off background sheet. Otherwise you are going to draw on this background sheet. Okay. So to avoid it, you just turn off background sheet. Okay. So now it is on sheet 1. You can go for naming also. So now the draw toolbar. Okay, so that is what drawing toolbar consists of line along with point, curve along with curve to fit, then arc by tangent, 3 point, center point. Similarly circle and ellipse here. Circle by center point, circle by 3 point, tangent circle, ellipse by center point, ellipse by 3 point. So next you have a rectangle here, rectangle. So you have a fillet option. In fillet you are going to two options here. One is fillet, another one is chamfer. So next option is trim. Trim corner, extend to next as well as split. Okay. So next you have option here. That is what offset, symmetric offsets. Next you have a pattern here, rectangular pattern, circular pattern. So these options are going to be highlighted when you are going to select an object or select an drawing entity. So next one is fill option. This is what fill. So next you have a measure distance as well as area and angle. Now we have some modify commands here. That is what to move, rotate, mirror, scale, stretch. Then you have option here block label and group. Okay. Now let us go for first line. If I click line option, so now you are going to get one ribbon bar here. This is called as a ribbon bar. It is visible, color, line type, line weight, line width, end point, line with continuous arc, length, angle and construction line. Now if you want to draw a horizontal line, you can show the cursor direction, then you can input the length how much you want to draw. Example, I want to draw 100. In this length tab you provide 100 distance. Okay, then make an enter. So now length of this line is fixed now. Now whether you want to draw it exact horizontal, exact vertical. Okay. Now you need to provide the angle here. In angle, now I want to draw it horizontal, that is what 0 degree. Okay. It is drawn. Similarly, I want to draw in 50 mm length line at vertical, that is what 90 degree. So now once you drawn the line element, you can change their properties by selecting over it. Suppose if you want to change the line color, click here line color. If you want to change the line type, select line type. And if you want to give line width, if you want to thicker, then you can go for line width. Okay. So now this is all about line option. So next is circle. So normally you are going to use circle by center point method. So now show the circle center point. Once you specify the circle center point, you need to provide either diameter or either radius. Now I want to draw diameter of 50 mm. Okay, 50 mm, 50 mm, 50 mm. If you want to change, you just change radius 20 mm. Okay, this is about circle. Now here also you can change the property of circle. That is what line type, line weight, color. Next one is rectangle. So in rectangle you are going to get 3 parameters in a ribbon bar: width, height, angle. Now just I want to draw on horizontal. That is what 100 by 50, and is to be placed horizontal. Okay, suppose if you want to place a rectangle of 100, 50 and 45 degree. Now this is what oriented with angle of 45 degrees. Let us check here. You go for dimensions here, click here, you go for angle between options, select this line and this line. Angle is 45. Okay. Now you can check the length. It is 100 mm, it is 50 mm. Okay. If you want to draw rectangle horizontal, then you provide angle as a 0. If you want to draw with some inclination, then provide angle of inclination for a rectangle. Next one is fillet option here. So fillet option and chamfer option. So these are going to be used for creation of corners as well as bevel shapes at the corner positions. For example, now I want to make an arc between these two lines. Now click one line, second line. Then you provide radius of curvature or radius of arc, how much you are going to do. 15 mm. Select first object, second object. Okay. If you want to change the radius, change here. Then first object, second object, 20. Now let us check. 15, 15, 20. Okay. Next one is fillet option. So fillet, you just click on chamfer. You need to provide distance here. So what is the A distance and what is the B distance? Along with angle also. If you want to go for equal inclination, then you provide 45 degree, then provide any one distance. Okay. Then you click on. This is all about fillet and chamfer. So next one is trim here. Trim corner, trim corner, extend to next. So trim means it is going to cut. It is going to cut with respect to some line. For example, now I'll draw one line here. Okay. And I'll draw one more horizontal line. So now I want to remove this portion as well as this portion. Now click on trim. You directly select edges or the portion you want to cut. Okay. Now I'll draw one circle here. Okay. So now I want to cut this portion and this portion. Now I'll draw again line here. I'll go for trim. I want to remove this portion, this portion, this portion, this portion, this portion. Okay. This is all about trim. Suppose if you want to extend the edges, for example, now I have a line here. I have two lines. Now these two lines are to touch this horizontal line. Now I'll click here. I'll go for extend to next. You just click here. It is going to touch the nearest line. Again, if you click here, it is going to touch arc. It is going to touch the line. Extend and trim are in a reverse direction or in a reverse manner. Next, you have an option here, offset. So this option is going to use for placing the objects in parallel direction or parallel to one another. Let us take an example. Now I have a line. I have an line here. Now I want to place parallel lines at 20 mm apart. We'll select offset. Now provide distance 20 mm. Then select this line object. Then accept here by right clicking. icon, right mark icon, you just accept. Then show the direction. So it is going to create parallel lines. If you are going to use it for open object, it is going to place in parallel. Suppose if you are going to use it for closed objects, then it is going to increase the dimension of objects or decrease the dimension of object. You just observe here. Okay, this is all about offset. So I'm going to erase all these things. Okay. Next, you have some options here. There is what fill. So fill is just like an hatch. You can just click on fill, then click the area on which you want to hatch. So you'll get a different fill options here. Suppose if you go on for, okay, you can just provide angle. Okay, provide angle and line spacing between each line, how much distance you want to provide. This is what fill. Next is move, rotate, mirror, scale, stretch. So move means if you want to move the some portion of drawing from one position to another position. Let us take an example. Now I have a line here, so I drawn circle. Now this circle is to touch end point of this right side. One way is you can just draw one more circle, okay, by erasing this one. Otherwise I'll go for move option here. Now you have got some icon here. If you select this one, it is going to create a copy of the selected object. This option is going to create copy of the object. Now I am not going to highlight this one, just I want to transfer from this position to this position. After selection of object, you need to provide the reference point. That means from which point you want to move it. Now I will take end point of this one and I will move to end point of here. Suppose if you want to create multiple copies, let us take example. Now I want to place 4 circles over the line. Now click on move, okay, then you highlight copy option, then select object, then take a reference point, then move along the destination point where you want to place all these circles. If you turn on, it is going to move object from one position to another position. If you turn on copy option, it is going to create multiple objects. Next one is rotate. So rotate command is used to rotate the object along with copy here. Now let us take one example. Just I'm going to erase all these. Okay. Now I'll draw rectangle. Okay. I will select rotate. Now I will select this rectangle. Then provide base point about which you want to rotate the rectangle. Now by this corner I want to rotate the rectangle. So what is the rotation angle? I want to rotate by 30 degree. Then you provide position. Now if you look out on which position means whether you want to rotate on downside or whether you want to rotate on upside. Now let us check angle. It has been rotated 30. Sorry. It has been rotated. Let us see how much it has been rotated. So rotation will take place in stepwise. You need to take care. Okay. It is rotated 30 degree. Okay. This is what rotate. Suppose if you want to create multiple objects by rotation in stepwise, then you turn on copy option. So now let us observe here. I'm going to do the rotate with copy option here. Now just draw one line here. Okay, so I'll go for rotate, I'll go for copy. Now I'll select this one. Now about this end point I want to rotate. Okay, so rotation angle I want to rotate by 30 degree. Okay, you just click here, then click here, then next one, how much angle you want to fill, and you can provide here. Now I want to make it as a 60 degree with reference to previous one. Otherwise, if one can give 30 degree interval, means 30 degree. So position angle, let us go for 120 degree. Okay, okay, just check out interval angle, position angle. Now from here to here it is 30 degree, from here to here it is 30 degree. Okay, but position angle is from this to this, how much angle? Okay, let's do 103. Let us check. So position angle has to be final position angle. Okay, okay, so this is about rotate and copy. Okay, so if you go on for simple rotate, it is going to rotate in original objects to new destination. If you go on for copy, it is going to create multiple objects. Okay. So next one is mirror. I think these commands are not going to be useful for your first semester drawing. You can study these in higher semester, that is what computer aided machine drawing for mechanical engineers. Okay, so you can just remember move with copy, rotate with copy. Okay, so you can remember these two commands. So next one is pattern. Next one is pattern. So let us take example. Let us take example. So now I drawn a circle here which is of diameter 20 mm. Okay, so now this circle is to be placed on 4 corners including original. Now you can just observe position of these circles on these corners. It forms a rectangular shape. It forms a rectangular shape. Now select object. Once you're going to select the object, this pattern is going to be highlighted. That is what pattern option. You got two options here: rectangular pattern, circular pattern. Now I'll go for rectangular pattern. Okay, so how many objects you want to place in X direction? 2. In Y direction also 2. X offset it is 100. Okay, so Y offset it is 50. Okay, X offset means what is the distance between one circle to another circle. Y offset means what is the distance between one circle to another circle in vertical direction. In vertical direction, right? So this is what rectangular pattern. Now let us take 1 minute. Let us go for circular pattern. Now we'll take a line. Now this is the center point. I am going to touch the quadrant point. Now I want to place this line along this circle. Okay, along this circle in circular format or in polar format. Okay, just I want to make number of rays from the center point. Now for this one you need to go for circular pattern. Now click here. Now you need to provide center point. Center point means about which point you want to place objects in a radial direction. Now this is the center point. About this one I want to place the objects in radial direction. Okay. Next you need to provide how many objects you want to place. That is in count. So just look here, that is in count. Now I want to place 12 object. Now how much angle you want to fill, whether you want to fill complete circle or quarter circle or half circle. Now I want to fill complete circle, then you go for 360, then you say finish. Okay. Now objects are placed in circular format. So you can just right click here. If you want to ungroup, you just click on ungroup. Now every lines becomes individual once you go for ungroup. Can just observe here, if I select any one circle, so it's going to move entire all 4 circles. So if you want to detach every circle, just right click on selected pattern, then you go for ungroup. So then every circle becomes individual. Every circle becomes individual. So I hope so drawing view or drawing tools are understand. Okay, so if you have any query, you can just put a query or comments. Thank you.